first, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we are following some breaking news. A serious accident has shut down the New York State Thruway westbound this morning.
Yeah, so police say a vehicle is traveling the wrong way on I-90, blocking all lanes before the exit near Canastota. Here's a look at the area right here. So again, if you are planning on heading on the Thruway in the westbound direction, you might have to get off the Thruway and get back on in the Verona exit 33 and head farther westbound, because again, this stretch here between Westmoreland and Verona is shut down due to that incident there. So again, around the state right now, temperatures are in the 30s. We are tracking a dry start to the day today. Yorkville Battery Live radar here showing relatively quiet conditions, but as we head throughout the evening, we're going to see the arrival of some rainfall. We'll track that with highs in the low 50s, and beyond that, that weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, our 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Well, she's been...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now 5:11. Here's a look at your forecast in a minute as you head out to work this morning. First off, we're going to take a look at the road conditions out there early today, and it is a dry one, potentially a little bit on the frosty side as temperatures range in the low 30s and upper 20s across a lot of the area. And again, a reminder for those of you who are just tuning in right now, the Thruway in the westbound direction between Westmoreland and Verona are closed due to a serious accident. So just a heads up, avoid that or find a detour until you head Verona and head farther westbound toward Syracuse. A live look at the radar. We are dry at this early morning hour right now, and the next 3 days we're tracking rainfall later on in the day today, mostly cloudy with a few sprinkles on Saturday, and a more complicated forecast. Can't quite put all the information in here heading into Sunday, but I will be diving into that here coming up in a couple of minutes. But again, today we're a high of 50. We're going to see some slightly cooler temperatures this weekend with rain chances, potentially even some snow chances, especially as we head into the early part of next week. We'll dive into that detailed forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. In case you missed it,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 5:18, and we begin today, before we get to that forecast, with the latest information again on that Thruway closure. Let's take a look at where it is right now. Our graphics were updated enough. We have a report here that the car was driving in the westbound direction. It is closed between Westmoreland and Verona until further notice. This is from multiple agencies, including the Westmoreland Fire Department. So just again, a heads up, if you're heading out in the westbound direction on the Thruway today, you might have to either take a different route or get off the Westmoreland exit and get back on in Verona. Again, this is a very serious accident so far this morning, and we'll provide updates as soon as we do get more information. But back to the forecast, we are at a chilly start to your day today. We're at 33 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Wind chill on the chilly side feels like 27. Radar and satellite shows dry weather initially today, just a few clouds, but that's going to change as we progress throughout the afternoon, especially in the evening hours with the arrival of some scattered rain showers across the area, and that will linger into the early half of the night tonight. And so when the system moves its way in, here's that rainfall arriving. Most of that snow stays to our north. Now tomorrow, it's going to be the drier of the 2 weekend days, but there might be some patchy drizzle pushing through the area in the afternoon. I wouldn't call it entirely dry, but at least compared to Sunday, you got a much better shot of seeing dry weather, even some peaks of sunshine. Because watch what happens Sunday. Here comes that low pressure. Initially, there actually could be some mixing, maybe some flurries in those higher elevations before that cold front works its way through. But let's zoom in here on our Skycast. So today, It's cloudy, it's dry until the evening. Here comes that widespread rain between 3 and 5. So your evening commute might be a little bit on the damp side. Then we're going to see some scattered lingering light showers overnight. Saturday, spotty drizzle, temperatures in the 40s, potentially hitting near 50. Then Saturday night, it looks to start out dry. South wind moves in. Here's what I mean. We could see some mixing, some flurries on the leading edge of that warm front before that warmer air eventually works its way in. And so that's the potential for the early morning hours. A dry slot before widespread rain arrives in the evening into the overnight, and then we're going to see the potential for some lake effect snow showers early next week. But when it comes to the snowfall potential Sunday morning, you can see here maybe a light dusting, inch or so in areas in the Adirondacks, but despite that, not a really high chance of seeing it. 7-day forecast. We cool down early next week following that massive cold front on Sunday. Highs Monday and Tuesday, upper 30s to mid 30s, heading into Veterans Day too. And there could be some lake effect rain mixing in with that, but a lot of locations could be seeing some lake effect snow too. Depending on where that wind sets up, we're going to fine-tune that forecast throughout the weekend. But today, stay warm. It's chilly outside.
Call your snowplow drivers now. Set it up.
Put on the snow tires too.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:22, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator, and we are continuing to follow that breaking news. Part of the thruway is shut down to the west of us. Meteorologist Eric Gage has a map of exactly where. Eric?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. We're still tracking where that accident took place. Again, it is in between exit 32 and 33, between Westmoreland and Verona. And I do want to clarify, right now, according to the New York State Thruway Authority, that the New York State Police currently investigating. It is a serious accident. The driver went in the wrong direction, and in that case, it is closed until further notice. So, if you plan on heading in anywhere in the westbound direction towards Syracuse along the thruway, you might want to find a detour. So when it comes to the forecast this morning, we begin in the 30s. It is a chilly start to the day today, but a quiet start. No travel impacts expected for the next several hours, as Yorkville Battery Live Radar shows dry conditions all across the area. Downtown Utica, live view outside, mainly clear skies, and as we head throughout the morning, we're going to see clouds increase, and then the arrival of rain showers, especially between 3 and 5 p.m., just in time for that evening commute. Following that, though, we're going to have a look at that all-important weekend forecast coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, great job following that breaking news for us this morning. Well, you will...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Happy Friday, everybody. Our photo of the day today takes us to Unadilla. And a shot of the Susquehanna sent in to us by Jerry. And it's been quite a while since I showed a sunset photo here, but look at that, a very vibrant sunset down in the southern tier. And if you have a photo, a vibrant photo like this you'd like to share with us, send the link within the top of your screen, WKTV.com/weather/pics. On an unrelated note compared to weather, if you have nothing planned for your Saturday, come on down to the Oneida County History Center, where I'll be discussing, as well as with my counterpart who works at the History Center, Patrick, on some of the vintage scenes around Utica. If you have been looking at some of our social medias and whatnot, some of our old archive videos, it's been a passion project of mine behind the scenes to archive a lot of our historical moments that our station's captured on camera for the last 75 plus years. So if you want to go and view some of these potentially never before seen videos, you can join me. It's tomorrow at the Oneida County History Center at 2 p.m. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. Gary?
Should be interesting, that's for
I'm
sure.
excited.
Yeah, Eric, thanks. Herkimer College is launching a...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. It's a quiet, chilly start to your day today. But before we get to that forecast, I do want to continue to emphasize this traffic alert for those of you just tuning in at this moment. We take a look right now at the traffic tracker. If you are planning on heading westbound by any means, heading out toward the Syracuse area, a reminder that the thruway is closed in the westbound direction between Westmoreland and Verona. Due to, again, a car that entered in the wrong direction. Just a heads up, take an extra detour either north or south. I believe they do have marked detours right now, but for the time being, it's expected to remain closed. So there's no indication of this opening anytime soon. Currently, it's 33 with clear skies at Griffiths and Rome. That wind chill, that easterly wind to 7 miles an hour, brings the feels-like temperature down to 27. So it is a chilly start to the day, but again, it is dry. We are tracking a few clouds working their way in right now, and we'll expect a mostly cloudy start to your day today. But then as we head into the evening, low pressure will bring in some rain showers, especially between the hours between roughly 3 and 5 p.m., and that'll linger several hours later with some lighter showers to follow. Bigger picture shows an area of low pressure moving in this evening. Here comes that rainfall, and then we're going to dry up a little bit. Maybe some patchy drizzle on Saturday, but it will be the drier of the 2 weekend days, because as we head into Sunday, look at this. We have low pressure moving in, maybe even some mixing taking place on the leading edge of that warm front there. So maybe it's not entirely rain to start, but as we head into the evening hours Sunday, that's when more rain begins to move in. But let's zoom in here in our skycast. So today, mostly cloudy, a few breaks in the cloud cover here and there. Widespread rain this evening. That'll linger into the overnight with some scattered showers. Patchy drizzle Saturday, drying up a little bit as we head into the afternoon with more sunshine. The driest time of the day, or the driest time of the weekend, I should say, will be Saturday evening. If you have any plans, that's your best time to do it outside. Because by Saturday night, low pressure begins to arrive. Sunday morning, this leading edge of this warm front could produce some mixing, eventually some snow showers up north before eventually it turns to rainfall. We warm up, widespread rain in the afternoon and evening, and then more rainfall moving through once more. And then following that, the backside of that could produce some lake effect snow. But when it comes to snowfall potential, Sunday night, you can see here, mainly those higher elevations north, a dusting, maybe an inch or two if that, but that's, again, isolated to those higher elevations north. 7-day forecast, we've got snow potential Monday and Tuesday from lake effect. We do begin to warm up a little bit Wednesday and Thursday of next week. We'll be right back.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we continue to follow that breaking news. A serious accident has shut down part of the New York State Thruway westbound of us.
Yes, police say a vehicle was traveling the wrong way on I-90. They were blocking all lanes before exit 34 near Canastota. I want to actually zoom into where this accident took place. So here are the details that you need to know when you're heading out this morning. First off, if you're planning on heading anywhere between the Westmoreland exit 32 and Verona exit 33, the westbound lanes are shut down until further notice. There are no indications of opening anytime soon. The eastbound lanes are open, but obviously if you're heading down the Syracuse direction or anywhere heading out west, reminder, that section of the thruway is closed. You can get back up on again as you head farther west from Verona out towards Syracuse, but at least for the time being, this is a serious crash, vehicle traveling the wrong direction, and we'll continue to follow this. We'll have more updates as we do get more information. Back to the forecast this morning. There's really no weather impacts. It's a frosty start. Maybe you have some minor frost in your windshield, but the radar is showing dry weather for the time being. Current conditions here, see a few clouds, some clearing out in the eastern sky. But either way, today we're going to see mostly cloudy skies, temperatures climbing to the near 50-degree mark. But in the afternoon, see here, rain chances increase. We'll be tracking the arrival of those showers and have a preview of that weekend forecast coming up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, she's been hinting at it.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 6:11. Here's a forecast in a minute as you head out to work today. First off, area roadways dry, but a little bit on the chilly side. You might have some isolated pockets of frost here across the central New York area. Traffic-wise, again, if you're just tuning in this morning, the thruway is closed westbound between the exits of, zooming in here, Westmoreland and Verona. So if you have to head to the Syracuse area or head anywhere in this westbound direction, you'll have to get off the thruway at Westmoreland and get back on again beyond Verona, again, due to a serious accident involving a car going in the wrong direction. Yorkville Battery Live radar shows dry weather this morning. In the next few days, we'll be starting out dry today. Rainfall develops this afternoon. Mostly cloudy Saturday. An isolated sprinkle is possible here in portions of the region. And then Sunday, I put just simply rain because it's a bit of a more complicated forecast involving potentially a wintry mix in portions of the area. I'll dive into that hour by hour coming up in just a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. In case you missed it, we drew
Better prices and local company. It's Wheelock Disposal. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we are beginning on the chilly side, a dry start. However, we are tracking some rainfall developing as we head throughout the afternoon. Let's take a look at the current conditions out there. 34 degrees with clear skies reported at Griffiths in Rome. Winds in the easterly direction of 7 miles an hour. That wind chill, due to that wind, sitting at 28 degrees. So definitely a morning you want to grab that extra layer. Radar and satellite shows clouds increasing from the west, but besides that, we are tracking pretty much dry weather for much of the morning, afternoon. But by the mid-afternoon to early evening, that's when things might turn a little bit on the unsettled side. Speaking of, again, the next dozen or so hours, clouds initially, mostly cloudy skies to start your day. And then you can see here rainfall chances arriving between 3 and 5 p.m. And that'll linger into the evening and the early overnight hours. We zoom out here in the bigger picture. There's that radar and satellite scan of that front moving its way eastward. As we progress throughout the afternoon, we can see it slowly approach us and eventually arrive in the mid-afternoon, early evening. Following that, Saturday starts out with some patchy drizzle. It will dry up a little bit in the evening, but there's more rainfall, even a bit of a wintry mix possible as we head into Sunday. But let's dive into that right there. So our Skycast shows temperatures today in the 50s with some increasing clouds. Rainfall this evening. It's going to be a damp and rainy evening commute. Then Saturday, clouds. Watch a couple of these very small green spots here. This is something that indicates to us there could be some lingering patchy drizzle. Overall damp weather to start your day Saturday. If you're wondering when is the driest time of the weekend, it will be Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Notice here sunshine moving in. It's still a little breezy, but the winds will weaken overnight as the wind direction shifts. More of a south wind. Sunday morning, the initial warm front could produce a mixing line here. So there could be some snow potentially in the Adirondacks and a possibility of maybe a wintry mix falling in the Mohawk Valley early Sunday morning. Just a heads up for that. We'll see how the temperatures fare because in a situation like this, temperature change of a single degree could mean all rain, wintry mix, or maybe in a few flurries working their way in the Mohawk Valley. Either way, it's going to rain in the afternoon. It's going to be too warm for any snow to take place at that point. But then the back side of that system rolls through, and then we could see some lake effect snow to start your work week next week. In the meantime, potential snowfall accumulation from Sunday. You can see here maybe an inch dusting, 2 inches in some spots. It's really not a prime setup for snowfall to accumulate. But either way, that wintry mix chance is still there. Cooling down early next week, warming up a little bit by the middle of Wednesday and Thursday of next week again. But still today, it's a chilly start. We're tracking some rainfall this afternoon, so keep that umbrella handy.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that snow for sure.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. We are following breaking news Congress again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. And we are continuing to follow that breaking news. Part of the thruway is shut down to the west of us. Meteorologist Eric Gage has a map of exactly where. Eric?
Yeah, that's right, Gary. We're continuing to look for new information right now. Information is rather limited, but what I can tell you right now is if you are heading in the westbound direction between the Westmoreland exit on the thruway exit 32 and exit 33 toward Verona, in the westbound lanes, it is closed. That is due to reports of a driver going in the wrong direction, and it's a very serious accident, enough to where there is no indication of when this section of the thruway will open anytime soon. So if you are heading out in this direction early today, you want to find a detour. There are reports that there is a detour already set up in that area in case you have to get off the thruway and get back on again. But either way, just for the time being, you want to avoid that section of the thruway as, again, a serious accident took place in the westbound directions overnight around 2:49, so it was very early in the morning. Now back to that forecast. The weather this morning is rather quiet, a little frosty in some spots, temperatures in the 30s, radar looking dry. So any weather impacts non-existent early today to start your morning. Some actually pretty vibrant colors out in the eastern sky right there, but hopefully we might get a nice taste of a colorful sunrise here with that cloud layer in effect right now. But either way, today expect mostly cloudy skies. Rain chances increase between 3 and 5 p.m. That's our rough arrival time of that rainfall, and scattered showers will linger into the evening and overnight. We'll track those chances of rain as well as that all-important weekend forecast coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary.
Eric, thanks. More breaking news right now.
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Happy Friday, everybody. Our photo of the day today takes us to the southern tier near Unadilla, where Jerry, a frequent submitter here, sends in a photo of a sunset on the Susquehanna. A vibrant sunset right there. Amazing photo right here. If you have a photo like this one you'd like to send to us, showcasing the beauty of the late night sky in your neck of the woods, or even, for example, this morning, we got a vibrant sunset or sunrise taking place right now. Of course, I'll show that coming up in a couple minutes. Hopefully the vibrancy is still there when we head into my next weather segment coming up again in a couple of minutes. But either way, if you have a photo like that, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, unrelated to weather, if you have no plans on Saturday, come on down to the Oneida County History Center. I'll be doing a presentation with another person at the Historical Society, Patrick, on Utica on Film. For those who don't know, my passion project, aside from weather here, is to dive into the archives and digitize a lot of the old stuff that we have here at the station going back the last 75 plus years. So if you want to get to view some rare film, in fact, there's one section here we're going to be showing tomorrow that will be taking place around the end of World War I. So if you want to stay tuned for that, you can have a sneak peek at the rare film we have at this History Center. So again, show up tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Love to see you there. Gary?
It's like Men on Film from In Living Color years ago.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, Herkimer College is launching.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
The time now is 6:50, and it is time to welcome the newest member of our Morning Mug Club.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking a dry and chilly start to your day today with rainfall later on this afternoon. But again, if you are just tuning in right now, a traffic alert to pass along to you. The thruway is closed westbound between Westmoreland and Verona. If you are heading anywhere in that direction, you will have to find a detour for the time being. A very serious accident involving a driver driving in the wrong direction. So again, we have very limited details at this hour. We will, of course, provide more updates throughout the morning and at News Channel 2 at noon, both, again, on air or on our social media or web platforms. Again, it's a very serious incident taking place just west of Utica. Downtown Utica, we are treated to a very colorful sunrise. There's a live view of the sun moving over the eastern horizon right now. Temperature 34 degrees, chilly, feels like 28 with that decent easterly wind to 7 miles an hour. Clouds are increasing this morning ahead of a weather system to our west. You can see the leading edge of that rainfall eventually produces some rain heading into, say, 3 to 5 p.m. That's the rough time frame. So the next dozen hours, you can see here, mainly cloudy skies, then rainfall arriving toward your evening commute time. So this system moves its way eastward. Widespread rain this evening, lingering showers overnight. Saturday, we'll dive into that here shortly, but as we head to Sunday, look at this here. Leading edge of a warm front could produce maybe a wintry mix before the backside of this cold front will arrive heading into Sunday evening. But let's dive into today and that weekend forecast. So today, increasing clouds, highs near 50. Widespread rain this evening. It will fall pretty much entirely as rain. It's too warm for a wintry mix right now. Patchy drizzle expected early Saturday, but as we head throughout the afternoon, we will see some clearing. So if you're wondering, when is the best time for any plans this weekend? Outdoors, well, Saturday evening and Saturday afternoon, your best bet, because as we head overnight and this early Sunday morning, leading edge of a warm front here could produce maybe a wintry mix in the Mohawk Valley and some snow showers in the Adirondacks before it turns over to all rain by the late morning and eventually the afternoon and evening right here. You can see that rainfall moving its way in. And then the backside of that front passing its way eastward almost entirely as rain. And then by Monday and Tuesday next week, there's potential for some lake effect snow. In terms of snowfall accumulation potential for Sunday, maybe a dusting in the Adirondacks. There's just too much mixing taking place in the Mohawk Valley for anything really to accumulate. So, but either way, just stay tuned for our forecast heading throughout the weekend as, again, there could be some potential mixing Sunday morning with that leading edge of that frontal boundary. Either way, next week looking cooler with highs in the 30s Monday and Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Here's now, and Eric, wow, not a bad day out there so far.
Yeah, not too bad. A little chilly, a little blustery, but it's been dry so far. But there's rain on the way, Gary. Let's take a look right now at the current conditions. We actually saw some peaks of sunshine here and there, but either way, there's more clouds on the way right now. Officially, east-southeast wind of 16 miles an hour. So very blustery out there today. Feels like 40 degrees out right now. So despite it being dry and the temperature on paper pushing 50, doesn't quite feel like that out there today. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing quiet weather here locally to our west. There's that widespread rain expected to arrive during the hours of, say, 3 to 5 p.m. I'm thinking in some spots out in western portions of Oneida County and in Madison County. I'm thinking maybe closer to 2:30, 3 o'clock. Either way, this is going to arrive and produce rain showers, initially pretty heavy this evening, and then scattered moderate rain showers overnight, lightening up as we head into the morning hours tomorrow. Now, we'll have a much more detailed look at your weekend forecast when the best times will be to head outside versus the times where you might even see a wintry mix. All that and more coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to Decision 2026.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. We started out a bit chilly. I mean, the winds are still gusting pretty high, so the feels like temperature sitting, I would say maybe in the low 40s, some spots maybe even upper 30s. But we are still tracking clouds increasing through the west. A look at current conditions around central New York. Still, that snow hasn't quite melted at Old Forge. Obviously, Whiteface up on the mountain there. There's still plenty of snow up there. But either way, We look here at the Mohawk Valley. It's a generally quiet early afternoon, but look out to our west. This is where that approaching rain system is arriving, and that's going to be producing widespread rain probably during your evening commute time, give or take a few hours. You actually see the chance of rain highest before 6 p.m. I'm thinking maybe closer to 2:33 out west, and then 3 to 4 in the Mohawk Valley, or I should say the Utica area, and then 4 to 4:30 out in the Mohawk Valley, heading toward the Albany area, closer to 5:36. Either way, lingering light showers will continue into the overnight, turning to some patchy drizzle and mostly cloudy skies early Thursday. Notice here, we have a dip in the rain chances. That's our driest stretch of weather heading into the weekend, and I'll show you that in a lot more detail here in our Skycast momentarily. But notice here that rain chance increases as we head into the overnight into early Sunday. Bigger picture shows this cold front moving through a just generally unsettled day to start your day Saturday. But watch what happens out to the west. Look at this huge dip down in the jet stream. These purple colors, you don't see this often, at least a month or so ago. This is going to push its way eastward. And of course, you can see there's lake effect snow coming off of that. We could be seeing that as early as next week. So, looking at our Skycast today, clouds turn to rainfall. Again, timing between 3 and 5 p.m. today. Then, as that system moves its way eastward, patchy drizzle and cloud cover early Saturday. If you have any plans outdoors, Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, your best bet. With temperatures, yes, still in the 40s, maybe pushing 50, still decent winds, but the sun will be shining and it'll be dry out. Then, as we head into the overnight, and early Sunday, look at this right here. Potentially a wintry mix early Sunday morning. Not a whole lot, but it could be producing some sleet, maybe some graupel mixed in with some snow in areas in the north. That's the leading edge of that warm front. Eventually, warmer air works in strong enough to where we're expecting all rain heading into Sunday evening and Sunday night. But as I mentioned, the backside of the system could be producing snow for the early part of next week. In terms of snowfall potential this weekend, you can see here Sunday morning, this is really about it. Maybe a light dusting of snow in those absolute highest elevations up north. The surfaces are damp. It's a bit difficult to get snow to accumulate right there, but either way, that cold front slides through. Lake effect snow chances Monday and Tuesday. And as a heads up, if you're wondering when are we going to put out our forecast for that snowfall Monday and Tuesday, well, we're going to have the more high resolution data come in as early as tomorrow afternoon. And then as we progress throughout the weekend, we're going to put out more detailed looks at locations and amounts. So it's a fluid process, but don't worry, we'll put out a snowfall forecast for you coming up.
I'm sure we're all waiting for that. Eric, thanks. The Central New York meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now, and relatively quiet conditions right now, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a little bit of a wind out there, but it's dry, not too bad weather-wise this afternoon, but we turn our attention to the west and we'll see some rainfall arriving shortly. But let's look at the current conditions right now. We sit at 47 degrees, but there's a strong east-southeasterly wind at 16 miles an hour. That wind chill feeling a little cool out there today, so it feels like 40 degrees out. So, yes, despite it pushing near 50, well, we've got some cooler temperatures we're tracking right now. Yorkville Battery Live Radar shows some elevated moisture currently falling in the form of rainfall way up in the sky. Right now, it doesn't appear it's reaching the ground. Out to our west, though, this is definitely reaching the ground with heavy rain showers along that cold front moving in from the west. So today, it starts out dry, I would say roughly between 2:30 and 4:30. Initially early out west, later out east with the arrival of this rainfall initially, and then the backside of this, scattered lighter showers to moderate showers, turning to even some drizzle early Saturday. But we're going to dive into that weekend forecast. I'll tell you the best times this weekend for dry weather, and the times this weekend we might even see a wintry mix. All that straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A group of Chinese...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. After a dry, chilly start to the day today, it's warmed up a little bit. The winds are still pretty strong, and we are tracking the arrival of rainfall coming up in a couple of hours. A look at the current conditions around the area right now. We have mainly dry weather, cloudy skies, even the potential for that snow to really be sticking around and up in the areas of the Adirondacks. You can see here just some light accumulation up there in Old Forge from yesterday's snowfall. In the wake of this, we're going to see no snow, at least for the short term, but stay tuned for the second half of the weekend and early next week. But either way, here is that cold front moving its way in from the west, currently producing some moderate heavy rain in Buffalo. It is expected to approach our area as early as the 2:30 to 4:30 window, just in time for the evening commute here. So it might be a little bit damp on your drive home from work. Then we'll see some scattered showers linger as we head into the late evening and overnight, progressing to maybe a few areas of spotty drizzle early Saturday. The driest time of the weekend will be Saturday afternoon through Saturday night. That's when we're exiting that pattern today, and we're going to be entering a different unsettled pattern as we head into Sunday, and I'll dive into that here coming up shortly. So the bigger picture shows that cold front moving through. We've got that lingering drizzle early Saturday. But watch what happens on the screen right over here. Look at this huge dip in the jet stream. All that cold near Arctic air, the air elevated in the atmosphere, that's going to push its way eastward. And of course, obviously, you're seeing some blue coming off the lakes, lake effect. Now, it's still too early to fine-tune the forecast for amounts and exact locations just yet, but stay tuned throughout the weekend as we're going to dive into that as a lot more high-resolution data comes in. Remember, the lakes are very small, at least compared to the global scale, so a lot of the long-range models can't quite fine-tune those lakes. They're very bad at lake effect, by the way. So, our Skycast shows rainfall arriving this evening. Tonight, scattered light showers and drizzle turning to early Saturday morning. Again, the driest time of the weekend, Saturday afternoon. Sunshine works in, a little blustery, so maybe have that coat handy because highs are only in the upper 40s, low 50s. Even then, by the evening hours here, right around sunset, we're in the low 40s. Then as we head into the overnight, here comes a warm front here for Sunday's system. There could be a mix of sleet, graupel with that rainfall in the Mohawk Valley, and even some snow showers in areas to the north. Not a lot, but it's going to be mixing in with that rainfall. Then that cold air erodes, warm air moves in. We're expecting rainfall, widespread rain heading into Sunday evening and Sunday night. And then as that rainfall moves eastward, then that colder air will work in. In terms of any accumulating snowfall this weekend, this is really about even then maybe a dusting of snow in those highest elevations up north. It's just too damp and too warm for anything really to stick to the ground here in the Mohawk Valley or even south. So your 7-day forecast as we progress beyond the weekend and early part of next week. There are those scattered snow showers from lake effect possible Monday and into Veterans Day, which will be the coolest day of the next 7. Then we'll see a slight warm up with some scattered lake effect rain and snow heading toward the middle and end of the week. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with News Talk. Our guest today is Dr.
First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Lots of rain out there right now.
Yes, this is not going to be with us to start the weekend, but there's more to come for the second half. We're in a pretty active weather pattern ahead, and this will influence the weekend. A live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The heaviest rain's moving to the east. Still some showers out towards Syracuse and beyond. It's going to take a few hours before this clears our area. Temperatures are on the cool side. We're in the 40s, 44 at Griffiths and Rome, east-northeast wind at 9 miles an hour. Rain does end tonight. We're watching Sunday morning. There could be a very brief wintry mix, enough where there may be a few slippery spots early in the day, but it won't last. We're watching the potential for cold weather early next week, along with some lake effect snow, specifically Tuesday. Rain this evening. Again, we're breaking down some changes as we look ahead, look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Decision 2026, a gubernatorial battle royal is taking shape. Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik today announcing what many...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Widespread rain continues across central New York. Just keep that in mind as you're heading out. This is going to reduce visibility. Those are going to be ponding on roadways. This rain has been coming down at a moderate clip. This is live look in downtown Utica. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies to start the weekend. This rain is not going to be with us all weekend long. We should have a pretty decent Saturday. It looks dry. Sunday, it's problematic in the morning. There could be a very brief wintry mix early, but then this switches over to rain. Temperatures look to top out into the upper 40s. Live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The steadiest, heaviest rain is lifting to the east. But we're not done with this yet. We still have more rain out towards Syracuse, so light showers, drizzle will be with us here for the next several hours. We will slowly get a chance to dry out tonight. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Windy conditions will be with us here throughout the next several days, specifically Tuesday. That's when the winds are going to be strongest during this stretch. But again, breezy conditions tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and then the winds pick up Tuesday. We've got low pressure to our north. It's dragging a cold front, and that's what's producing widespread rain this evening. This system's heading to the east, and again, we will get a chance to dry out tomorrow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Cloudy skies, scattered showers, patchy fog, patchy drizzle through about midnight, and then we do dry out. Overnight lows drop down into the 40s, the low 40s. It's a cloudy start to the weekend on Saturday. Temperatures will be in the 40s in the morning, and it just doesn't warm up very much throughout the day. Temperatures hold steady. That wind picks up from the northwest in the afternoon. We should see a few breaks in the overcast late in the day. Again, high temperatures in the upper 40s. Some clearing skies Saturday night, and then Sunday, a warm front lifts in from the south, and this could produce a wintry mix, a very brief one with snow, a brief round of sleet, freezing rain, and rain. This is Sunday morning only. This is not going to be around all day. By 9, 10 o'clock, a lot of this goes to the north. And again, it is on the lighter side, so I don't want to alarm people, but even small amounts of this is problematic. So something to keep in mind first thing Sunday morning. Again, by the afternoon, no issues here with rain and temperatures in the 40s. The rain continues Sunday night. Looking ahead, Tuesday, we could have the potential of some lake effect snow. We've got some cold air on the way, coldest air so far this season. Rain ends tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, bit of a breeze in the afternoon, 48. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunday, again, a wintry mix early, rain in the afternoon, 47. Monday, snow showers, 38. Not expecting any issues here Monday with snow. Tuesday, the snow could accumulate, especially north of the Mohawk Valley, so we're going to keep an eye on that. And then rain and snow showers here Wednesday and Thursday in a pretty typical late fall weather pattern going forward.
The damp times, as
Yes.
they call them. All right, thanks, Bill. November is National Diabetes Award.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking widespread rain. The steadiest is now moving east. Let's take a live look at Oneonta. Temperature 45 degrees. Scattered showers. The steadiest and heaviest rain again has pushed out towards eastern New York, and we will see showers this evening moving in from the west. There's still more to come, but again, this is looking a lot lighter than what we just saw earlier. And again, we will get a chance to dry out tonight. What a dark, gloomy afternoon. Wow, when that rain came in, those clouds just moved in, it got really dark. I had to turn on the lights in the middle of the day. We're just getting into that time of the year where the sun angle is pretty low. Tonight's sunset, well, this afternoon's sunset, I should say, 4:45. If there's any silver lining here is that we don't lose much daylight, at least on this side of the day going forward. We only lose about 20 more minutes. The earliest sunset of the year is 4:25, and that's 2 months away, or I should say 1 month away. And then things will start to turn, and we'll start to get brighter evenings slowly as we head into the month of the latter half of December and early January. Chance of rain, well, it's going to continue this evening, but it does get lower tonight. We do get a chance to dry out Saturday. Saturday does look dry. Next round of rain is going to arrive Sunday. It starts out as a wintry mix Sunday morning, and it's going to continue throughout Sunday afternoon. The breeze is not going anywhere. Looking at breezy conditions over the next several days, it turns windy again on Tuesday. We're just getting into that time of year. Sky watchers, Whitesboro 50 degrees, Helen and Cassville 46, Barneveld 41, Curtis 39, Fairfield 41, Skenevis 52, Edmonston 47. Bigger picture shows a cold front sweeping across New York State, again producing rain tonight. In the wake of it, we do get a chance to dry out. patchy fog early tonight and then drying out. Cloudy skies to start out Saturday morning. There could be a few patches of drizzle early in the day, but most of Saturday looks dry. We should see return to a few breaks of sunshine late, breezy, temperatures in the upper 40s. Saturday night, clear early on, but then the clouds return. And then as this next weather system, a warm front, rolls in, a brief wintry mix is possible early Sunday morning, enough to make a few spots slippery. So just keep that in mind if you're heading out to, say, church services. Again, it could be a little bit slippery in the morning. Doesn't last for very long. I'm very confident that this is done by the late morning and early afternoon. We'll make our way into the 40s, and steady rain will be with us for most of Sunday. We're watching the possibility of lake effect snow on Tuesday. Right now, it looks like areas north of the Mohawk Valley could see accumulating snow. But again, it is something we'll be keeping an eye on, and we'll provide more details as we get closer. Rain ends tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 48. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain Sunday, 47. Snow showers Monday, 38. Lake effect snow possible Tuesday, 36. And then rain snow mix, more typical late fall weather conditions Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with highs close to 40. We'll be right back.
Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Rain has returned this afternoon. We're still tracking showers. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, especially along and north of the New York State Thruway. Patchy fog and drizzle will be with us tonight. Most of this rain will be over before midnight, and just a couple of lingering sprinkles in its wake. 46 degrees, the current temperature, and east-southeast wind at 7 miles an hour. Rain ends tonight. A nice Saturday. But then the next weather system arrives early Sunday. This could bring a very brief wintry mix Sunday morning, especially before sunrise. So again, a couple of slippery spots are possible for a short period of time. Then rain Sunday afternoon. Much colder weather to follow, with the possibility of some accumulating lake effect snow Tuesday, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. So lots to talk about here. This evening, temperatures in the 40s, rain showers. We've got to look at that weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Gubernatorial Battle Royal is taking.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're tracking showers that will be coming to an end tonight. We've got a pretty active stretch of weather here. The weekend starts out pretty quiet, but then things change as we head into Sunday. This is a live look in downtown Utica. It's been raining for a good portion of the afternoon and a few lingering showers. We're mostly cloudy Saturday. That's by far the best outdoor day if you're trying to make some time for that. Sunday, a wintry mix is possible, a very brief window of that in the morning. Rain in the afternoon, a high of 47 degrees. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Widespread rain, especially along and north of the New York State Thruway. This is lighter compared to what was happening earlier. We'll see a few more hours of this before things start to wind down. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. The breeze is going to stick around with this active stretch of weather. We don't get a break from the wind. It's breezy just about every afternoon here for the next 7. Specifically Tuesday, that looks to be the windiest of this stretch. And again, we're just getting into this time of the year where the winds are much more noticeable. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 50, Barneveld 41, Cassville 46, Curtis 39. Eric Inlet 40 degrees, Worcester, Carroll with 50, Evanston 47. Low pressure swings through tonight. This is going to go to our north, and again, it's dragging a cold front with showers with it. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, showers come to an end tonight. Cloudy skies to start out Saturday morning. We could see a brief round of drizzle early, but most of the day looks dry. And I'm expecting a few breaks of sunshine. At least I think they'll be possible later in the day. Temperatures will make it into the upper 40s, bit of a breeze in the afternoon. Clear skies Saturday night give way to clouds. And the next weather system is a warm front. This could produce a brief round of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and rain. So if you're heading out to church services Sunday morning or doing some errands, just keep in mind there could be a few slippery spots. I'm confident this doesn't last for long because this surge of warm weather should stop any problems as we get into the afternoon. We're into the 40s with a widespread rainfall. And then some colder weather will follow. In fact, cold enough for lake effect snow on Tuesday. That's what the overall pattern is suggesting. Right now, the winds align themselves where the lake effect should stay north of the Mohawk Valley, but again, it is still several days out, and we'll keep you posted throughout the weekend. And again, if we do expect an accumulation, we'll have those snowfall maps out for you either late Sunday or early Monday. Rain ends tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 48. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, a brief wintry mix early Sunday morning, rain in the afternoon, 47. Snow showers Monday, lake effect snow possible Tuesday, rolling in the 30s. But I guess we'll warm up, so to speak. Temperatures close to 40 Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Looks like shorts weather's over.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're going to repeat artists.
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, everyone. We're tracking rain coming to an end tonight. So we start out the weekend dry, but things are going to change. By Sunday morning, a warm front moves in, and this could bring us a very brief round of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and rain. A wintry mix is possible early Sunday morning, just enough to make things slippery, or at least give us the chance of making things slippery. Sunday afternoon should be better with rain on the way. And then we're watching next week. Another weather system moves in, a sharp cool down, and the possibility of lake effect snow and potential accumulating snow, specifically on Tuesday. So a lot of active weather here to track over the next couple of days. Rain comes to an end tonight, a low temperature of 43. We've got to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Decision 2026.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are taking a look at the weekend forecast here, and it's mostly cloudy Saturday with temperatures in the upper 40s. We'll start out cloudy and gloomy, but we should see a few breaks of sunshine. By far the better of the 2 days for any outdoor activities, because Sunday we've got rain, and it could start out as a wintry mix, a very brief round early in the day before turning over to rain and a high temperature of 47. So it's going to be a cold rain. Sunset times continue to get earlier and earlier. Today's sunset was 4:45. We don't lose much daylight going forward. 4:25 is the earliest sunset of the year, and that happens a month from today. We'll get a stretch of time where that happens. So I guess that is the positive news here in terms of our ever-changing sunrise and sunset times. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Our chance for rain will diminish tonight. Some patchy drizzle, some patchy fog is possible, but again, we are drying out overnight, and Saturday looks dry. A very slight chance of drizzle early on, but again, it is looking to be a pretty quiet afternoon with hopefully a few breaks of sunshine. And then Sunday, the next weather system arrives. It brings widespread rain, and it could start out as a wintry mix early with some colder weather, at least initially in the beginning of the day. The winds are going to continue. There's no break here. Breezy conditions tomorrow, Sunday, Monday. It turns downright windy on Tuesday. Unfortunately, this is just a normal trend. We get into this direction as we get into the colder season. Radar and satellite image, cloud showers as cold front continues to march to the east. And again, we will get a chance to dry out tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 40s. It's cloudy to start out Saturday, and again, some patchy drizzle is possible early, but we should see some sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon. A few breaks in the overcast late. Clear skies, or at least partly cloudy skies, early Saturday night, and then the next round of clouds arrives. A warm front brings the potential of a light wintry mix early Sunday morning. So if you're heading out to, say, church services, just keep that in mind. There could be a few slippery spots. Not for long, though. We do climb above freezing, and a cold rain is expected throughout Sunday afternoon. Looking ahead, lake effect snow is in the forecast for Tuesday, and it could accumulate, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. We're getting a pretty strong signal that's consistent, but it's still too early to put down numbers here in terms of snowfall. We will definitely keep you posted. Rain ends tonight, a low of 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 48 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, a wintry mix is possible early Sunday, 47 in the afternoon. Snow showers Monday, 38. Lake effect snow Tuesday, and that could accumulate, 36. Rain and snow showers Wednesday and Thursday, cloudy and chilly on Friday with a high of 39.
Artist, good evening, Bill.
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, everyone. We're tracking rain coming to an end tonight. So we start out the weekend dry, but things are going to change. By Sunday morning, a warm front moves in, and this could bring us a very brief round of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and rain. A wintry mix is possible early Sunday morning, just enough to make things slippery, or at least give us the chance of making things slippery. Sunday afternoon should be better with rain on the way. And then we're watching next week. Another weather system moves in, a sharp cool down, and the possibility of lake effect snow and potential accumulating snow, specifically on Tuesday. So a lot of active weather here to track over the next couple of days. Rain comes to an end tonight, a low temperature of 43. We've got to look at the weekend forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Decision 2020.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're getting you ready for the weekend. It's mostly cloudy on Saturday, 48 degrees for the high. On Sunday, could have a wintry mix in the morning, followed by widespread rain. So Saturday looks to be by far the better of the two weekend days if you have any outdoor plans. Sunset time today, it was 4:45. We only lose 20 more minutes. The earliest sunset of the season is a month away, 4:25. Reminder, you can always get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Rain chances diminish tonight. We will get a chance to dry out on Saturday. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Saturday night, the next weather system arrives. We'll see a high chance of rain here on Sunday, and it could start out as a wintry mix, especially early in the day. The winds are not going anywhere anytime soon. It's breezy tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and then it turns windy Tuesday. We're just getting into that time of the year. Low pressure continues to move to the east, and again, we do get a chance to dry out tonight. It's cloudy to start out Saturday. Temperatures in the 40s. A few breaks in the overcast late. Looking at partly cloudy skies early Saturday night, followed by clouds. Watch out Sunday morning. There could be a brief wintry mix here, just enough to make things slippery for a short period of time. This all lifts to the north, and we climb well above freezing, and it's a cold rain throughout Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Looking ahead, lake effect snow is in the cards for Tuesday. It's too early to tell how much, but it's a pretty strong signal, and we'll keep you posted. Rain ends tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 48. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain Sunday, 47. Snow showers Monday, 38. Lake effect snow potentially accumulating Tuesday, 36. And then rain and snow showers and chilly temperatures near 40 Wednesday and Thursday.
Bill, thank you. Up next.